So congratulations on The Strangers Chapter 1. I
Thank you
was
so
the
much.
loudest person in the movie theater.
I wish I could have been there to watch.
Yeah.
I was too when I saw it.
Yeah.
He actually was. I can
Yeah.
attest to that.
Yeah. I mean, I was curious, looking back on, this project, what do you think is the best way to watch all three? Would you recommend doing it back to back to back as one, or breaking it up, or?
Well, first of all, go to the theater and watch it.
Of course.
Please.
Yeah.
But also, because, I'm a producer on this, and I got to learn how to mix for the first time and be in sound, and, we really put thought into, which speaker this sound comes out of. It's so meticulously thought out that I think the best experience would be in the theater. Ultimately, the plan is to put this out as one large film in some capacity eventually, but that's, long down the road, and I don't think people should wait for this, because it's worth watching now. You don't want to miss out, right?
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Hour 6 of press.
And they all are coming out, in the span of a year. So,
Right.
I mean, it's great that people won't have to wait. So, yeah, that's great. And I mean, what was your favorite moment on set? I mean, it's kind of a dark and twisted movie, but I mean, was there anything you guys did on set to sort of keep the mood light in between takes, or anything
Was
like
the mood
that?
ever light between takes? I don't think so.
No, it was
Method acting.
very it was very hands-on for sure. It was a lot of problem solving, both in the scenes with the characters figuring out where to go next, and also in between takes being okay, what are we doing here? We're doing this, and I'm standing here. It was very much on the move for pretty much most of the day, really. Yeah, I mean, I think it was really nice to have those moments. I'm really grateful that our first day was, our first scene together, our first day together was the scene out on the porch. I'm grateful that we were able to start there and just be what are these people like when there's no stakes involved, there's no action, there's no violence. It's just this couple being present with each other and knowing which buttons to push and which ones to rejuvenate after a stressful day,
Yeah, well
Yeah.
said. And Madelaine, it was a big day for me when I had 28 Instagram followers, and I think you have something like 28 million or something. So I was just curious, now that you're, a TV movie star, is it tough to find that balance between, engaging with your audience and, Hollywood life?
It's an ever-evolving relationship that I have with social media. I'm not on many platforms. I'm kind of exclusively on Instagram, and then I'll occasionally dabble on TikTok, but it stresses me out. I just want to be able to present the most authentic version of myself on Instagram while still maintaining a level of privacy with my personal life. And I think as later into my 20s, I've kind of found a better balance for that. I think in the beginning of my career, it was hard to know where the line was and what I should share and what I shouldn't share. But now I feel like I've got a good relationship with Instagram.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And, for The Strangers, obviously that the first original came out, 15 years ago. I was curious, were you fans of the movie, back when it came out? Liv Tyler, Scott Speedman.
Oh, I've probably watched that film conservatively 30 times. That was my favorite horror film ever.
Yeah.
Did you love it as
Yeah,
well?
because it would play on HBO just constantly. So yeah, I've seen it a bunch of times. What about you?
I was 10 when it came out, so I wasn't super invested in it at the time. However,
Nice.
my friend Bailey Madison was in Pray at Night, and she took me to see that movie in theaters, and that kind of brought me into horror again as a genre. And I really enjoyed it when it came out in 2017, and since then I've gotten really into Ari Aster's films and Annihilation, and yeah, I've come around to horror. It's been an acquired taste for me, though, for sure.
Of course. Is there anything you can tease about the chapters 2 and 3?
Totally. Chapter 1 is a retelling of the original 2008 film, and it is really servicing our story as a launch pad into a much larger story we have to tell. But in order to tell the larger story, we have to go back and tell the original first. So that's kind of where that came from. But it is really a character study to me of what happens when a character is pushed past their breaking point, who are they left with, while also dealing with some mental deterioration. And you find out who Tamara is, which I think is a really cool little tidbit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, people. That's all the time
Thank
I
you so
have.
much.